Hey there, friends. How's it going? My name is Dante, and welcome to the final review of Outcast: A New Beginning. Outcast brings players back to the enchanting world of Adelpha. The story is about Commander Cutter Slade, a familiar protagonist who is thrown into a new quest to protect this alien planet from impending threats. Unlike many modern titles, the story here is a driving force to the exploration of Adelpha. The game offers a complex world of alliances, betrayals, and ancient mysteries with Slade at the center. Slade has to navigate these political tensions and cultural intricacies of the Talon people. Let's get into the pros of this game. The game does a great job when it comes to open world exploration. Adelpha is a planet of diverse ecosystems from lush rainforests to arid deserts, each filled with unique flora and fauna. The attention to detail in the world design is great, making exploration a core pleasure of the game. Not only are you rewarded with stunning views, but the hidden locations that tie you into the lore and narrative of the world. The game encourages exploration through a variety of means, including quests, collectibles, and environmental puzzles, all of which provide deeper insights into Adelpha's mysteries. The design was done with player freedom in mind, allowing for a non-linear exploration of the world. The day-night cycle and dynamic weather systems add a layer of realism to the world, affecting both the gameplay and the atmosphere. The villages are full of interesting characters and animals, and each village has its own culture, economy, and problems. Exploration is seamlessly integrated into the game's narrative, with discoveries often leading to new quests or unfolding stories. The game introduces a combat system that balances strategy and action, and it gives players a variety of ways to engage with enemies. The combat feels satisfying and it is fun, with each weapon and ability feeling distinct and useful in different scenarios. Traversal mechanics are a highlight, allowing for fluid movement across the diverse landscapes of Adelpha. The game gradually expands on the player's mobility options by giving you jetpacks and other gadgets that open up new ways to explore and fight all the threats you're going to encounter. These mechanics are integrated into the game's puzzles and challenges, which require players to think about how to use their abilities. The progression system is well designed, with upgrades and new abilities that make you want to strive to unlock them. Combat encounters are varied, with different enemy types requiring different tactics to defeat. The game has a great soundtrack that beautifully complements its world and story. The music ranges from orchestral pieces to more intimate compositions that underscore key narrative moments. The soundtrack's diversity, incorporating traditional instruments and alien sounds, enhances the game's atmosphere and immerses players in its world. Voice acting is another strong point, with a cast that brings depth and nuance to the game's characters. The protagonist, Cutter Slade, is given a compelling performance that captures his rugged demeanor and moments of vulnerability. The Talon and other characters are voiced with attention to cultural nuances, making each interaction feel authentic and engaging. Combat sounds are impactful, with each weapon and ability having a distinct auditory signature that adds to the satisfaction of their use. The dialogue is well written and is delivered in a way that keeps players engaged in the story and the characters. Audio cues are cleverly used to guide exploration and hint at nearby secrets or dangers, enhancing the gameplay experience. Let's get into the cons. There's a reason I kept referring to this game as Outcrash. There are technical issues and optimization issues. Despite the scope of the game and its stunning visuals, there have been a lot of struggles with technical issues that will detract from the gameplay experience. Players have reported frequent crashes across various platforms, disrupting the flow of the game and leading to frustration. Optimization appears to be a significant concern, with noticeable frame rate drops in densely populated or visually complex areas, which definitely affects the game's fluidity. Load times are lengthy, particularly when transitioning between different regions of Adelpha, which hampers the sense of immersion the game works hard to build. Some players have encountered bugs that affect quests and progression, requiring workarounds or restarts to even continue. These technical issues suggest a need for further patches and updates to stabilize the game's performance and ensure a smoother experience for all players. While the game does introduce a varied combat system, the enemy AI does not always rise to the challenge, and this leads to encounters that can feel repetitive and unengaging. In many instances, enemies exhibit predictable behavior patterns that can be easily exploited, reducing the complexity and satisfaction of combat. The lack of diversity in enemy types and tactics as the game progresses means that players may find themselves relying on the same strategies, diminishing the sense of novelty and challenge. Boss battles, Though they are visually impressive, often rely on simple mechanics that don't fully leverage the game's combat system, resulting in encounters that feel less epic than they could be. Despite the game's overall visual excellence, character animations, particularly for human characters, can be stiff and unnatural. This is especially noticeable in cutscenes and dialogues, where the lack of fluidity in animations can break the sense of immersion. Sometimes these models are speaking, but their mouths aren't moving, or they aren't even in the view of the camera. Humanoid models, including some of the Talon NPCs, sometimes lack the detail and finesse found in the game's environments, making them feel out of place. These issues are not game breaking, but stand out in contrast to the high level of detail and care evident in the other aspect of the game's presentation. Outcast: A New Beginning falls into some of the common traps of open world game design, leading to a sense of fatigue with its vast array of content. While exploration is a key draw of the game, the sheer volume of quests and activities can feel overwhelming, with some tasks coming across as filler rather than meaningful engagement. This is compounded by a tendency towards repetitive mission structures, such as the overuse of fetch quests and kill X number of enemies type objectives. The game sometimes struggles to balance quantity with quality, leading players to experience a sense of monotony within the rich world of Adelpha. And while the game's story is rich and compelling, pacing issues can impact the narrative's ability to fully engage the players. The open world format allows for significant freedom and exploration, which can lead to the main storyline becoming diluted or lost amid the multitude of side quests and activities. Critical story moments can lose their impact when mixed with lengthy periods of unrelated gameplay. Additionally, some plot developments and character motivations may feel rushed, leaving players wanting more depth in the storytelling. Let's do the rating rundown. The visuals, 9 out of 10. Soundtrack and voice acting, 8.5 out of 10. Gameplay mechanics, 8 out of 10. Story and narrative depth, 7.5 out of 10. Technical performance and stability is a 6 out of 10. Innovation and originality, 7 out of 10. And the final overall rating for Outcast: A New Beginning is a solid 8 out of 10. Despite its flaws, the game is fun, and that's a very important factor. The game is $59.99 on Steam. I would recommend waiting for further patches to come out, or even waiting for this game to come on sale to pick it up. But if this type of game is something you're into, I highly recommend it. You will have a good time as long as it runs. And if it doesn't run, you're gonna have a headache and you're gonna want to go back to Earth really fast. With further updates and optimizations, Outcast: A New Beginning has the potential to overcome its technical shortcomings and fully realize its vision of an immersive alien adventure. The game is good, the game is fun, I like the characters, I like the story, and the environments are beautiful. I highly recommend you wait for the game to come on sale and more patches to come out, because the technical performance and stability of this game is crucial for your enjoyment, and in the current state of the game, it is not at all where it needs to be. We are about to get into the spoilers discussion. If you don't want to know any spoilers about the ending of Outcast: A New Beginning, I recommend you stop watching at this point. So the final confrontation of the game. The game builds toward a showdown between Cutter Slade and the game's antagonist, General Kazar. This battle is not just a test of physical might, but also a confrontation of ideas. General Kazar, driven by a belief in the supremacy of human colonization and exploitation of alien worlds, stands against Cutter Slade, who has grown to respect the Talon and their right to autonomy. The fight utilizes the game's combat mechanics in a multi-stage battle that challenges players to leverage everything they've learned. However, the final battle can seem a little lengthy and a little repetitive. Leading up to the finale, players uncover the true nature of Adelpha and its significance in the universe. It's revealed that Adelpha is not just any world, but a nexus of ancient power that could determine the fate of the cosmos. The Talon's ancestors were guardians of this power, a fact forgotten over millennia. This revelation adds depth to the game's lore and the player's mission, highlighting the stakes of their journey. The game's resolution sees the Talon facing a new dawn. With General Kazar's defeat and the dismantling of the human invasion force, the Talon regain full control of their world. However, the victory is bittersweet, as the conflict has taken a toll. The player's interactions and decisions throughout the game influence the Talon's recovery process, affecting various aspects of their society and culture. This outcome emphasizes the game's themes of responsibility and consequences of intervention. For Cutter Slade's character arc, it comes down to a choice that defines his relationship with Adelpha. Players can decide to remain on the planet and help rebuild, or they can return to Earth, carrying the lessons learned from their adventure. It's important to note that this choice impacts the game's final scenes and offers different perspectives on the story's themes. The open ending hints at future threats and the ongoing need to protect Adelpha from both external and internal dangers. The final scenes suggest that Slade's journey and the story of Adelpha are far from over, which lays the groundwork for potential sequels or expansions. The ending of Outcast: A New Beginning provides a satisfying conclusion to the game's narrative arcs while leaving enough unanswered questions to fuel anticipation for future stories. It strikes a balance between closure and openness, rewarding players for their investment in the world and its characters. The finale underscores the game's core themes of exploration, understanding, and the impact of choices, ensuring that the journey to Adelpha is one that will linger in the player's memories. If you want to see the ending of Outcast: A New Beginning, just drop it in the comments below and I will upload that section of the game so you guys can check it out for yourself. With future updates and optimizations, Outcast: A New Beginning has the potential to overcome its technical shortcomings and fully realize its vision of an immersive alien adventure. Well, that's it for Outcast: A New Beginning. I want to thank you all for watching episode 3 of NextPlay here at Past Present Play. Strap on those jetpacks, explore Adelpha, activate those portals, and protect the Talon by dismantling the human invasion force. I will see you guys in the next video here at Past Present Play. Bye friends.